Joining me now is Congressman Dutch Ruppersberger. He's the top Democrat on the House Intelligence Committee. Congressman, thanks for being with us tonight. You just heard Joe's reporting on Peter Kasig. Look, we know there was at least one attempt to free Americans held by ISIS back in July. That failed. Has the landscape gotten too difficult, too dangerous for them to try again to save Peter Kasig?
Well, we're going to try to do whatever we can to save any American, but ISIS is strong, and we need good intelligence to be able to find out where he is first and how we can save him if, in fact, they're going to attempt to kill him, to make sure that we don't lose other lives by doing that.
You just heard our Jim Sciutto reporting about the teenager in Illinois who was arrested today at the airport on his way to join ISIS. Obviously, the crucial question is whether he did this on his own or whether he was recruited. Do you have any information on that?
I think it's a combination of both. ISIS is smart, and they're using social media to recruit as many Americans or other allies to come to Syria to be radicalized and trained to fight. And this is just an example of what ISIS is doing, and it's happened over and over again. It's happened in the United States right now, and it's been going on for a long time. Not just ISIS, but other al-Qaeda groups have been putting out a magazine called Inspire, telling people how to make bombs and trying to recruit them on their side.
So are there more Americans like him?
Oh, yeah. There are other Americans that are being recruited. That doesn't mean they're going to go to Syria, but some do. And we know there are at least, I think the FBI director said last night that there are at least 12 Americans that we know are in Syria right now. And we're doing whatever we can to watch them because they have American passports. And if they come back to the United States and if they have not broken the law, all we can do is monitor to them. But they've been trained to fight and kill, and that's a serious situation in our country.
And what about the, it's pretty sobering, as you just saw a reporter showing the map in terms of cities that were controlled by ISIS before the airstrikes and now. And in Iraq, ISIS controls more cities now than they did prior to the beginning of the American-led coalition airstrikes. And in Syria, it's the same, and Kobani is on the verge of going. It would also increase there. Do you have to have boots on the ground? I mean, this has been, several weeks of airstrikes. They said it would take a while, but I think most people are pretty shocked to see that there hasn't been any visible change.
Erin, first thing, this is going to be a marathon, not a sprint. This is a very well-organized, well-funded group that knows how to fight. They've been involved in war when a lot of them were in Iraq fighting the Iranians years ago. And it's going to take a lot, and that's why the coalition building is so important. That's why it's so important to get the Arab countries together with us. They border a lot of these countries. They border ISIS, and we need to have them to be involved. We don't want to be in an Iraq and Afghanistan situation for the next 10 years. We're going to use our resources, and we're going to do what we have to do. It all depends on the situation if it means to protect American lives. The only thing I'm concerned about, you don't tell the enemy what you're going to do. You surprise your enemy and you do what you need to do. But, we have boots on the ground right now, but they're not out there fighting. They're advising. They're training. But if it comes to a situation where it's about saving Americans' lives, we're going to do what we need to do. We think that we can put a coalition together, use our resources, use our allies, use NATO, and get countries like Turkey involved, which will make a big difference.
And Turkey, before we go, I have to ask you about that. Joe Biden today, obviously, this weekend, really stepped in it with Turkey. He was talking about the president saying, look, he's an old friend. He said, you were right. You let too many people through, referring to foreign fighters. Turkey, as you point out, you kind of can't do this without Turkey. How big of a mistake was this for the vice president?
Well, first thing, if you know the vice president, he's a great American, patriotic. He's a man of action. If you want to get something done, you go to the vice president. I think the vice president is speaking from his heart, and maybe not as diplomatically as he should have been, because a lot of that, what he was talking about, was true. But there are different reasons why different countries don't want to put it out, what they're doing, or what's going on. I don't think that this is a big of an issue that the media is making it. I think you apologize. I think the issue is ISIS. I think that the countries that were involved know this, and they're working with us right now, and they're working with us every day, a lot stronger, to be trained and to do what they have to do to take out ISIS.
All right. Thank you very much, Congressman. Appreciate your time tonight.
Okay. Sure.
And now